Hi everyone, it's Taylor here, and today we're going to make a couple of cute cards featuring our It's a Hugger Fox die set. This die set is typically used to hold gift cards or place cards at your table setting, but I'm going to show you a couple of new and creative ways to use this on your cards. So here's a first look at the I'm a Hugger Fox die that includes a clear stamp to stamp the details like the face, the eyes, the nose, and the paws. I'll be using Filled with Joy, which features a larger sentiment that you can pair with many different holiday sentiments. In this case, I'll be using Happy Thanksgiving. Then I have our Mini Slim Trifold template in the square shape that comes with 2 stencil templates and 2 dies. I'll be using the Mini Slim Cable Knit Stencil and our Mini Slim Trifold cards that are already cut and scored for you. For my embossing, I have Versamark, my powder tool, and white fine detail embossing powder. I'll be stamping my sentiments with VersaFine Clair and doing some blending with sprinkles and toffee inks. I'll also be doing one of my sentiments with chocolate truffle ink. I have my Just Press tool for my MISTI, my Post-it removable labeling tape, and my favorite adhesive, the 1x3 foam strips. I'm going to start by cutting out all the pieces with the I'm a Hugger Fox die. I'll be using sweet potato pie, poppy seed, and sugar cube cardstock and cutting everything twice. The fox body is the sweet potato pie, and then out of sugar cube I have the face piece, the ear backers, and the piece that goes on the tail, and I'm cutting both of those twice. Then out of the poppy seed I just need the tiny little nose that I will be cutting twice as well. The thing that I love about this particular die set is that it's so simple to cut and put together. There aren't a million little pieces. It's just simply what you see here. I'm gluing down the face onto the front, and then I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back around the ears, and I will put those backer pieces behind so that the ears show as white through the front. The final white piece is adhered to the tails, and then there is a small connected piece on each of the paws that needs to be snipped with a scissors so that our sentiments can fit underneath the paws. Now, to finish off the fox, I have grabbed the eyes and nose and mouth, which are all connected as one stamp, but I need to go ahead and add that small die cut nose over the top of the stamped nose so that it comes out looking just perfect. Now to start our cards, I have my glass mat that I am arranging my stencil and holding down with my magnets. I have the cable knit stencil, and I'm doing a tone-on-tone blend on the front of my Mini Slim card base. I'm going to use the May Your Heart Be Filled with Joy and Your Home Be Filled with Love. I have cut down a piece of cardstock to fit right underneath the little fox's paws. I'm stamping that sentiment onto the sugar cube cardstock, just centered and toward the top, so that I have space at the bottom to place my Happy Thanksgiving sentiment. The great thing about this sentiment set is it can be used all through the year, as there are also Merry Christmas, Happy Easter, and Happy Holidays stamps included. So here I have placed my fox on the front of my Mini Slim card base, and we're ready to move on to the Trifold card. These pre-scored and pre-cut card bases are the perfect way to start with a Mini Slim Trifold because all the measuring and scoring is done for you. I'm going to be using this with our Mini Slim Trifold templates, which include 2 stencils and 2 dies. I'll be taking the stencil with the larger opening and placing it over the front of my Trifold card base. I've centered the larger of the 2 square dies inside that opening and then taken the stencil away, opened up my card base, and run it through the die cut machine. Then I'm going to close the front of the card and position the smaller die inside the opening of the larger frame, open up the card base again, and cut the smaller square. So now you can see I have 2 squares cut into 2 separate panels, and they perfectly align when the card is closed. Now I'm taking the smaller of those 2 squares and cutting it out of saltwater taffy, and I'm taking and nesting the 2 squares together and cutting that out of chocolate truffle. So I should have these 3 pieces when I'm finished with my template. We're going to go ahead and blend the front of this card base again with the Cable Knit Mini Slim stencil and tone on tone with Toffee ink. I'm blending a little bit of sprinkles ink on top of my saltwater taffy square, and then I'm going to adhere that into the bottom of my card panel. You can see how the chocolate truffle frame fits perfectly around the inside, and now my fox just nests right inside that window. I'm going to trim off the back of the fox, and I probably could have done this a little bit differently to make it look a little more professional on the inside of the card, but I'm basically going to adhere him inside of the window, and then I'm going to adhere his tail around the front of the window so it looks as if he's holding on to the card. Now we need to finish it off with a sentiment. On the inside, I'm going to use the Happy Thanksgiving, the same one I used on the previous card. I'm stamping that in chocolate truffle to match the frame. And then I'm going to emboss the sentiment on the front of the card. So I'm going to condition that really well with my powder tool. And then I'm taking my Versamark ink and stamping with that, and then covering the sentiment with white fine detail embossing powder. I'll heat that and then make sure I rub off the excess powder residue with my cleaning cloth, and then we have 2 finished cards using the cute I'm a Hugger fox die. I hope you're feeling inspired to try this yourself. You can find all of these products at tailoredexpressions.com, and if you enjoyed this video, then subscribe below so you don't miss out. See you next time.